What's up everyone, it's Ed from Barstarzz.com, and today's video is going to be how to come back to training after an injury. Now, first and foremost, I would talk to your doctor and or physical therapist to see if you're ready to exercise. Now, in my experience, a lot of doctors who are very general doctors, general medical practitioners, are going to just tell you just rest, and that's always going to be the answer, just rest. That's why I always advise to go to a specialist in the injury that you have, and you'll get a more precise information, especially if training is really important to you. Because having a huge downtime, any day that you could be training but you're not, you're taking steps backwards. So I think it's the best possible thing is to get the medical okay as soon as you could really have it, as opposed to just overestimating your rest, which is what I feel is very general medical doctors do, which is unfortunate. Now, if you're also working with a physical therapist, I would speak to him as well, and he might be better to give you an estimate of when you're able to come back, especially as it comes closer to your recovery. Now, after that, after you get the okay from your doctor and your physical therapist or your specialist, I would reevaluate how you got injured in the first place and how you could have avoided it. So retrace your steps. Was there a particular movement? Was there a particular warm-up missing? Did you not warm up enough? Were you not flexible enough? Did you try something dangerous? This is really huge importance, because if you don't study your mistake, you're bound to commit it again. And that's a huge error. You don't want to come into something and just cause the same mistake again. That might put you out for months. So really figure out why you got injured and address that so that you never happens to you again. So for instance, for me, I had an injury for trying a particular move. I have not gone back to that move. 3 years later, I don't practice that move. It's not something I'm interested in, and it's something I avoid completely. From that injury stem certain movements that I have to warm up to do. And before any exercise, I start with the resistance band and go through certain drills that warms up my shoulder and swells it up so that I don't feel the pain when I go for those particular movements. Now, after you realize what you did wrong and how to address it and how to avoid going through that again, the next step is to start slow. I would not just go back to where you're at, not go at 100% where you left off, because your body was weakened through the injury and the recovery process. Once you take time off, it's some type of setback. If you take more time off than you needed to recover, then it's going to be some type of setback, and it's normal. Your body will come back to where you left off, but it takes some time. You do have muscle memory working on your side. Your body knows how strong you were before, knows how big you were before, so it will get to that much faster than when you first got there, but you should give it some time to build up. So something I recommend is maybe on your first week back, do 50% of what you did before. Then the second week, do 75% what you did before. And the third week, you can start playing around with the routines you did when you left off. But again, don't picture going straight back into it. Take it at a very gradual pace. It's better to be safe than sorry. You don't want to push for that extra pull-up, the extra muscle-up, the extra weighted dip, weighted pull-up, and then be off for months. One hard training day could put you off for months. I know, because it's happened for me. I came back from my injury, followed the steps correctly, did it, and then I would train with people that are very advanced, and they'll do like these really advanced routines of muscle-up complexes. And I would, just because I want to finish, I'll go for it. Not listening to my body and trying to stay up at this highest level. And then I would feel it in my shoulder, and then again, I would be gone for weeks at a time. And that extra 4 or 5 reps is not going to give you the benefit of missing 4 to 5 weeks of training. So take it slow and work at that very gradual pace. All right, so after you decide to start at this very gradual pace, don't be scared to incorporate new exercise routines, new exercise programs that are more accommodating to your new fitness level or around your injury. So that might be like incorporating Pilates or incorporating some type of cardio or something. You don't have to go into like a very brutal sense of working out all over again. Learn moderation. Moderation is better than burnout every time. Fitness is a whole lifelong journey. It's not, oh, what I'm gonna do today or what I'm gonna do tomorrow. It's a whole lifetime, So you don't want to do something that negatively impacts the long term of your exercise program just because you want to get something done today. And if you're currently injured and you're not coming back from injury, but you're injured now, I would suggest you still work out. Just work around things that don't irritate your injury. And even if it involves the muscle that's injured, you could just use the range of motion that, again, does not irritate injury. The more time you have off, the weaker you're going to become, and that's just how it is. So if you have a trouble with your shoulder, you could still, do exercises that isolate the bicep, isolate the forearm. You could do your legs, and even with your shoulder, let's say it hurts right here, just work on that range of motion under or just over, and just avoid the range of motion of the exact point where it hurts. Thank you guys for watching.